Welcome to the RPGamer review of the Lonesome Guild. This is read by Sperumbres, written by Nix, and the video is edited by Airfrog. Loneliness is a silent killer. It is said globally that 1 in 6 people is lonely, and this number has been on the rise since the pandemic. People are going out and seeing others far less, and many feel that they don't have a proper support network to rely on. Third space are shrinking, and people feel like they don't have a place to cultivate community beyond online spaces. In our rapidly changing world, we can have items instantly delivered to our homes, but we all struggle to make friends and maintain connection. Loneliness is an emotion that, coupled with anger and anxiety, can be incredible powerful force and threatens all our well-being. Tiny Bull Studio, the Lonesome Guild, is a game that wears its theme on its sleeve. And while the gameplay is a mixed bag overall, the message of the game couldn't be more crystal clear. Find others, combat loneliness, and make your own community. The world of Ether is shrouded in a red mist known as loneliness. This mist is spreading far and wide, causing citizens to become infected by anxiety, fear, and hopelessness. Players take on the role of ghost, a spirit with no memory of who they once were. Ghost encounters a young bubble bun named Davinci and a grumpy yet stoic fox stray named Mr. Fox. As the game expands, players meet 4 other companions, each with their own personal struggle, but who ultimately have the same goal: to expel loneliness from the world and find a way to revitalize their communities. The themes of combating loneliness and finding community are really the art and the overall story, which feel particularly important given the current state of the world. Moreover, these themes are presented in such an earnest and sincere way to melt even the grumpiest of hearts. Every character that Ghost encounters has their own personal struggle, something holding them back from greatness, yet each of them want to find a way to change the world so that the communities they come from can thrive once more. The Lonesome Guild has such a wholesome approach to its storytelling, and with such likable character, it is definitely a highlight. However, the narrative isn't perfect by any means, especially given how predictable and cliché so much of it is. One of the game's main plot twists is too obvious to and evoke more of a twirling mustache type of villain than something these characters should actually be afraid of. There are also so many moments where the game is overly predictable, yet the characters are still surprised, and it just feels infuriating. Part of the issue could be that the game doesn't know who its core audience is, as it's tried to straddle the line but often end up being too childlike. There is also the issue of the final boss being hyped as one of the most important moments in the game, but it's also one of the most anticlimactic fights. What should have been a big occasion providing a healthy challenge for the player is pared down into a power of friendship moment that could have been better served as a full story event rather than a battle. The Lonesome Guild sport action-based combat that could use more refinement. Players can select one of these 3 characters and their party to control, each with their own physical and magical skill that can be used to fight enemies. Once at a time, characters can fuse themselves with ghosts and then blaze themselves, boosting their power level for a short period of time. Sadly, the combat is mediocre at best. as much as it feels routine for the genre, and the abilities characters gain aren't overly inspired. The game also suffers from a terrible dodge mechanic, wherein the players still get hit even when the visual indicate otherwise. Enemies will even telegraph their more powerful attacks, but players will easily find themselves in the line of fire more often than not. Players also have an instant win button in the form of Ghost. As character attack the enemies, Ghost Gauge will fill, and once it's ready, the spirit can do a lot of damage. It's so easy to save this ability for the tail end of a boss fight, hit the button and call it a day. It's too powerful and really diminishes the challenge of the game overall. One of the core elements of the Lonesome Guild is building relationships with the cast of characters. During fireside chats, the cast will have conversation wherein Ghost will have to make a choice that will then affect their relationship with the other characters. As Ghost builds their relationships with each of the cast, more ability and their skill tree become available. Characters gain skill points in a few different ways, such as combat, fireside chats, and completing side quests. That mean the player is never hurting for skill points, which unlock new abilities and power-ups. There are 44 side quests for the game to complete, though the majority of them are fetch quests and battles. Shining among them, however, are the character-bound quests, where the characters will ask Ghosts for assistance to solve a lingering problem. All the characters get a great and personalized storyline that's more than make up for the boring fetch quests that are otherwise present. As players explore the world of Aether, they are tasked with completing a plethora of puzzles throughout the journey. These puzzles are very uninspired to downright frustrating. There are a ton of poorly worded riddles that can be very difficult to understand, lacking the clarity needed to determine the order of elements such as switches that need to be pushed. A lot of the puzzles are more switch based, so there isn't a lot of variety in the design either. It feels like the game needed a second pass to ensuring clarity and understanding for its riddles, because as they stand, it's easier to find success through brute force. Puzzles are fine when they are varied, and given that puzzles are a core gameplay element, the lack of variety in Lonesome Guild significantly hurt it. The Lonesome Guild does not outstay its welcome, clock it and shy of 20 hours for a complete playthrough, with players being able to go back to the last save to complete other content. During the review playthrough on PlayStation, the game crashed multiple times, and the AI constantly got stuck in part of the environment. Party AI during combat is serviceable, though the amount of damage they output during battles feels minimal compared to which character the player is controlling. The world of Aether is visually appealing, especially during story beats where still frame artwork is present, doing a great job of giving the game a storybook aesthetic during important moments, or as Ghost encounters new memories of the characters and their past lives. In-game graphics are decent, very colorful, and the environment have a wonderful variety in terms of design and color use. Every location is distinctive and interesting to explore. Sadly, there is only a handful of enemy design, which is a shame considering how vibrant Aether is. The music is decent and does a great job of highlighting the game's more emotionally heightened moments. And the battle theme is serviceable, though it could do a better job of hyping the player up for battle. It's a good soundtrack, though Not a lot of music truly stand out. I found myself struggling with how I feel overall with playing the Lonesome Guild. On one hand, it's a game that, with adorable characters who build their own bounds to push back a very real threat in the form of loneliness, it wears its heart on its sleeve, and while a lot of what's happening in the story is fairly cliche, there's also a warmth and kindness that cannot be understated and is truly the focal point of the game. On the other hand, the combat is uninspired, the dodge mechanic is fuzzy, the puzzles are often so poorly explained, and the rewards offered to the players has no real value in the grand scheme of things. The Lonesome Guild is a game that will find its audience through its visual appeal, but those wanting much deeper gameplay and story may be disappointed. RPGamer gives the Lonesome Guild 3 out of 5. For more detail, hit up the link in the description below. For more video content, subscribe to the channel. Follow us on Twitch for daily stream of your favorite RPGs. Join on the discussion at rpgamer.com on Discord. And for the latest RPG news, head over to rpgamer.com.